On special assignment tonight, it's arguably one of the most historic religious landmarks in the Northern Rockies, with a tradition that's taking on new vibrancy thanks to a massive restoration project. And when the 3-year project wraps up, the St. Ignatius Mission will be ready to continue as an important spiritual and cultural landmark for decades to come. The St. Ignatius Mission has always been awe-inspiring, but more than 125 years had left the future of the building and its glorious murals in doubt, especially around the altar.
The way the triptych was made and the side walls were made, they weren't attached to the exterior walls, so they were free-floating inside, which ideally made them flexible, but as they started to sink and flex even more, it cracks plaster, which is not flexible.
Well, we found walls that were buckled as much as 28 inches wide and displaced from the wall as much as 3 inches, and so quite severe damage from earthquakes. And
last week, crews from Custom Plaster of Boise, including several local workers, pulled down the scaffolding, finishing year 2 of the massive restoration. The results are remarkable. The color is back, damage repaired, and the addition of reinforcing features like steel beams have saved not only the murals but the building itself. Using hundreds of attachments, the plaster has been lifted back into place, fastened, cleaned, and repaired where needed.
Not all buildings are the same. Some buildings are not nearly as high quality work, so that's been pleasurable. The community also has been great, very supportive. It's an active parish and a lot of visitors come in, and sometimes they play the piano.
It's just incredible the amount of stuff they can do, the talent, the way they can bring back plaster alive again and restore a building that's 125 plus years old to what it was when it was originally painted.
And the historical picture is becoming clearer too, with discoveries like the bison hair mixed in the plaster and the early lights and power.
We found out that this building was the first building in the entire Mission and Flathead Valleys to be with electricity. And then finding some of the detailed work that had been painted over in the 1950s that we were able to bring back, things like that. It was just a lot of fun.
The chapel is quiet now, but more work is coming.
Next summer we'll finish up with the big huge medallions on top, the scriptural medallions.
And we're going to build a dance floor, essentially create a platform at the bottom of the vault, and then there'll be rolling towers of scaffolding on top of that. So it's a monumental feat just to get that built.
But this project is about more than just the physical restoration of the murals. It's also a restoration for the community, a way to uncover the stories and spirit that's filled this building for more than a century.
We're continually getting people coming back into the church and people that have been away for a long time, but also we continue to get people that were raised in the valley and went away and came back. And one of the things they always express is how good it is to be home. And so to provide a home that's been provided that their ancestors provided to us, and to restore it back to the way it was. There's just a comfort level for so many people coming into this church. And and a lot of our visitors are not practicing Catholics, but they come here because they see it as a holy place and they see it as a historical monument to what the people could do when they gather together in friendship.
And there's determination to keep restoring souls and the building.
We are going to have a lot of scaffolding next year because we're doing the high part of the vault, but we'll work it out. There's always, where there's a will, there's a way, and we'll continue to have service this year, yeah.
Father Hightower will give an informal tour of the work at the Mission this Saturday starting at 2:30 p.m. The building, of course, remains open to all visitors.
Gorgeous. Thank you, Dennis. Next on